Hello and welcome to Yorkshire-Voice. I'm Jessica Greenway. The people of Bridlington came out in force today to cheer on the cyclists as they set off this morning on the Tour de Yorkshire. It's the first day of the race and the cyclists have a gruelling 173-kilometre route which will end in Scarborough this afternoon. We sent reporter Hannah McDonough to the seaside to watch them set off.
The first stage of this year's tour was attended by thousands of people across North Yorkshire as it set off by the seafront in Bridlington.
It's something you've got to put your mind to, you know. There in the mornings when it's not fit to get up.
Confident, we've done the training and now we're up for the ride.
Last year, around 1.5 million spectators came out to watch, and estimates say that a similar number are expected to view the riders, and many of them are excited to see the start of the race.
It's fantastic, yeah. It's good publicity for the place, and it's certainly a pleasant place to start from. Yeah?
Yes, for Friday, obviously it's work day for a lot of people, so not many people today. I think tomorrow will be busier, but good turnout, good for the school kids to come today and see it all.
Last year, 1.5 million spectators came out to watch, and estimates have said that similar numbers are expected to view the riders set off, and many of them are excited.
A national triathlon centre has opened in Leeds. The Brownlee Centre is named after the Olympians Alistair and Johnny Brownlee, who were there today for the official opening. Abby Bates reports.
The new Brownlee Centre was officially opened today. The champion triathletes gave a speech in front of many to highlight the importance of the new facilities.
I think it's really important that we have these facilities in the area. I think sport has so many important aspects in anyone's life. You know, obviously the health and activity and being able to ride a bike in a safe environment is so important for that. But I think for young people there's so much more to it than that. I think there's aspects of confidence and teamwork, teaching discipline and stuff. I think they're all brilliant things that you can learn in facilities like this. So I think they're absolutely crucial.
The track includes many important facilities, including physiotherapy and medical help.
This is probably one of the best sort of triathlon facilities, well, certainly in this country, probably the world. So it's massive, really. Triathlon's still quite a young sport. We're developing, so to have a home like this, it makes a massive statement for the sport.
The new £5 million cycle track is now available for budding cyclists to use from across the region.
Now, the news in brief. A man who died in a house fire in Hare Hills yesterday has been named as 42-year-old Lindsay Farquharson. A post-mortem examination included that Mr Farquharson died of smoke inhalation after the house fire in Hare Hills. A 28-year-old woman arrested in connection with the incident remains in custody. Commuters have faced a difficult journey to work this morning following a train strike by RFT workers. Northern Rail services were running at less than half the normal timetable. Over 300 buses replaced railway journeys. It's the third strike in recent weeks and comes after failed talks with the union about overstaffing and driver-only trains. Utley Old Road in North Leeds has reopened this afternoon following a crash involving coach and a van early this morning. The road was closed both ways between Harrogate Road and Carlton Lane for several hours this morning. No one was seriously hurt in the accident and all roads are now clear. An entire village in North Yorkshire has been sold. West Heslington was up for sale with £20 million. It includes a 21-bedroom historic hall, 43 houses, a garage and a pub. It's been sold to farming and a real estate, Alban-wise, after it fought off a number of competitors. The company currently has offices near Moulton, which neighbours West Heslington, meaning they will incorporate their newly acquired land with the existing North Yorkshire estate. A memorial was unveiled in the centre of Leeds today to honour those who had been injured or died in the workplace. The plaque was unveiled by the Lord Mayor, Jerry Harper, in Victoria Gardens near the Art Gallery. Supporters then marched in order to raise awareness of health and safety in the workplace. Tom Rogers reports.
Crowds collected outside St Anne's Cathedral in Leeds city centre earlier to march in honour of Workers' Memorial Day. The annual event included the unveiling of a plaque in memory of those who lost their lives from workplace injuries. and a prayer read by the Bishop of Richmond.
Today is to remember those who were killed in the past through lack of health and safety, and to remember that it's very, very important for the future that health and safety at work is adhered to. Today's health, we've unveiled a plaque to remember those. It's really important that is thought, really important that we remember. And in short, in the past there was no health and safety. Today it's very, very important. In this country there are still people who are killed going to work. We've got to make sure that doesn't happen.
Because this stone tells a story about the past, the present and the future.
Today is an important day. We've been saving up for this memorial for 2 years. Lots of donations from right across the Labour movement, individuals in Leeds giving money and further afield. And it's a permanent reminder of the dangers that we face every day going to work. Unfortunately, it's a day when we always remember the people who've been killed, injured, made ill at work, but it's also a reminder for those thousands of people that walk past this particular monument every day that, you know, trade unions play an important part in fighting for better health and safety conditions at work.
Wreaths were placed at the foot of the memorial in honour for those who've passed.
And following on with today's theme of cycling, a new pedestrian and cycle bridge linking the Transpennine Trail with the Leeds city centre has already been a major hit with the locals following its official opening yesterday. Tamara Schofield reports.
I declare this bridge open.
The Skelton Bridge crosses the River Aire near the Skelton Lake, providing a route across the lower Aire Valley. It will also open up future access to Rothwell Country Park. The registered cycle charity Sustrans were responsible for the design and installation of the bridge, alongside providing the ongoing maintenance for the next 40 years.
It's really incredible to be here today because this project has been 20 years in the making and it's involved lots and lots of local people. Obviously it's involved Leeds City Council and Sustrans as the lead bodies responsible for it. But there's a lot of groups of people who are here today joining us to celebrate the opening of Skelton Bridge because they've been pushing for this bridge for over 20 years and finally today we've been able to make it happen.
Leeds City Council has invested in the region of £500,000 in order to carry out the much needed project.
I think anything that adds to our cycling network is a good thing, and I think it will be well used because it kind of opens up an area that probably most people don't know about in Leeds, and at a time when we're being criticised for not doing enough for cyclists, I point to this as being an example of yet another project that we've done to make cycling more attractive for people.
The crossing is highly appreciated by both cyclists and members of the local community.
Horsforth Art Society's annual Spring Expedition has been running for over 50 years. Artists and contributors are hoping that this will be the most popular edition ever. Tom Rogers reports.
Horsforth Art Society are midway through their annual Spring Exhibition. The collection boasts a broad variety of works from members old and new, and their studio is looking to be flooded with visitors over the next few days.
We've been going for over 50 years now, and we've been here since, I think, 1964. I would think over the last 2 or 3 years we have seen a growth of interest. I think some of the art programmes on television seem to have an effect. But they've been going well for many years, you know.
The exhibition helps both the artists and the society.
Oh, well, it's one way that we can show off our work to the public and the community and encourage more people to join us. We can make a bit of money for ourselves by selling our work, and the society gets a commission from the sales, so that helps to pay the rent and keep us going a bit longer. It does get people in and people come and enjoy it, and they can sometimes they're interested and they'll come and join us. It's important that people know we're here and they can come along whenever they want.
As we come into this bank holiday weekend, I'd be surprised if you're not planning on watching the Tour de Yorkshire, but if that's not things to do in Yorkshire, one visitor favourite is Harlow Car Gardens in Harrogate, and our reporter Chelsea Ward is with their marketing manager Sasha Jackson-Brown now.
Yes, guys, so as you know, we've had weather from all 4 seasons. We've had the hailstone, we've had the rain and we've had the sunshine. So Sasha, how do you think that's going to affect the gardens?
Well, it's actually been a really funny spring. We're actually 3 weeks ahead of where we usually are, because it was really warm a few weeks ago, as you remember, and then suddenly to get hail is just a bit odd. But the garden's doing all right, it's blooming beautifully, it's really a good time to come visit the garden.
Yeah, so what sort of things do you offer at the Harlow Gardens?
Yeah, so we're a 58-acre garden. We're open all year. Obviously, it blossoms fantastic at the moment. We've got thousands of tulips in flower, about 100 different varieties. So it's great. People who love the garden will love the garden. But it's also great for families. We've got loads of really good stuff, natural play for kiddies. So we've got a bird hide, we've got a tree house, we've got chickens in our kitchen garden, pond dipping. So there's lots of kind of natural play, den building for the kids in the garden. So it's great for the grandparents and the mums and the littlies.
Yeah. And with the Tour de Yorkshire coming through this weekend, how will that affect people getting to the gardens?
Well, it shouldn't affect us at all, because the main routes up to the garden through Harrogate are absolutely fine. They're not closed at all, so no problem at all. So you can drive to us, you could cycle to us if you want, because we do have cycle racks. And if you're actually in Harrogate, you can walk up to us from the middle of the town through the Valley Gardens, which is a really nice 40-minute walk. So really, yeah, it'll be absolutely fine, and we're open all bank holiday. And in fact, we've also got a really lovely spring plant festival on all weekend. So if you want to buy some plants, come and visit us. This is the weekend to do it.
And for people who don't know, what times are you open till?
Yeah, so we open every morning at 9:30, and we're open till 5. So it's a really nice sort of half-day visit if you want. You can come to the garden in the morning or have a lovely lunch, or come and visit the garden in the afternoon and have a nice afternoon tea. So something for everyone.
Yeah, so it's going to be a nice weekend for you then, I'm hoping. Fingers crossed the weather stays nice for Sasha at Harlow Gardens. Hope everything ends well for you. Thank you very much, Sasha. It's back to the studio from me.
Thank you, Chelsea. And on to sport. After an embarrassing Challenge Cup exit earlier this week, Huddersfield Giants pulled off a shock 31-12 win against the Leeds Rhinos last night. The Giants lost to Championship side Swinton in the Cup on Sunday, but bounced back by running in 5 tries against Super League leaders Leeds. It was their first win in 9 games. And in football, National League, both York City and Guiseley play their final game of the season tomorrow in an effort to save their season from relegation. The team sits either side of the relegation zone, with York currently in line to go back down 1 point below Guiseley. Yorks will host third place Forest Green Rovers, where Guiseley hosts relegation survivors Solihull Moors. That's all from me. If you want to join in the conversation, follow us on Twitter using @YorkshireV, on Facebook and on our website, Yorkshire-Voice.com. Have a very good evening. Enjoy your bank holiday weekend. We'll be back on Tuesday.